Hi guys, my name is Tomcat and welcome to a video where we are going to be talking about the probability of Forza Motorsport 4 becoming backwards compatible on Xbox One. Now, we have some evidence to support that it is, but I also have some things that I want to talk about as to why it might actually not be. And this is, of course, up for discussion with you guys in the comments as well. This is not a video freaking out about, oh my god, it's coming back! You know, it's nothing like that. This is more like, let's analyze what's on the table right now and see. Let's try and get a bigger picture of what could possibly be going on right now with Forza Motorsport 4, because it's one of my personal favorite Forza games of all time, and I know it is the same way for a lot of you guys out there as well. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video and see what happens. Now, first of all, let me go ahead and get this right out of the way. Yes, I know people have covered this story already. I know that this story was covered a few days ago, and I wanted to actually wait a little while before I jumped in on it and said, oh my god, this is happening, and rather actually look into it truly and give my real opinions on what this all means. Now, if you don't know what Xbox DVR is, it's basically a achievement and clip sharing website that draws from the Xbox One servers. So basically what you do, in short terms, is you basically link your gamer tag to it and all of your, you game clips and achievements, stuff like that. It's a way to track all of that stuff. And they do this by pulling data from games available on the Xbox One, because they pull this data from the Xbox One servers. Now, with that being said, if you look up Forza Motorsport 4 on Xbox DVR, you get it returns with an actual page. Now, if you look up Forza Motorsport 3 or Forza Motorsport 2, you don't get anything. And obviously, that's because those are Xbox 360 games. Now, a lot of people are jumping to the conclusion that it's like, oh my god, this means Motorsport 4 has been put in circulation for Xbox One servers, and therefore it's definitely coming as backwards compatible. Now, where other backwards compatible games can be found on Xbox DVR, I'm not so sure that we want to jump to conclusions just yet because of multiple reasons. One, Forza Motorsport 4 has some cars in it that I'm sure have licenses that have expired by now, you know what I mean? And it's weird because it's another game that has a whole host of Toyotas, and it makes me curious as to whether or not they can re-release something like that and what the rules are for that. Now, I am no expert on licensing, so I can't give any like concrete opinions on what they're able to do with licensing or not, but I do want to actually put out there, like I said, that could be an angle that we need to look at, considering the fact that, again, Toyota is very prominent in Motorsport 4, and I don't know if Toyota would let that game be re-released, because it would let all of those, all of their likeness back out there with those cars in a game that would be getting pushed again. Because obviously, if Forza Motorsport 4 was released to be backwards compatible, dude, so many people would play it. So many YouTubers would play it. I would play it. I know that Slap and AR12 would play it. We would all play it. We would all post videos on it. We would all stream it. And I don't know if they want that back out there again. However, think about the fact that we're not, or at least it looks right now, that looks like we're not getting another Forza Motorsport this year, like a new one. It looks like they're going to just keep supporting Motorsport 7. At least that's what it looks like right now. So who knows? They might be just thinking about doing more updates to Motorsport 7 and also releasing Motorsport 4 as backwards compatible, as a way to basically kind of, tide us over until they do something new. Now, I could see that being a probable theory, but I'm also not sure if that could, if that was actually going to happen. Now, the big thing, though, is why would Motorsport 4 show up on Xbox DVR and show up on the Xbox One servers if it wasn't coming back? And that's a big thing, right? It's like, why would it show up if it wasn't coming back? Now, I don't think it would be a mistake, because if it was a mistake, it would be, well, two things. One, it would be one hell of a mistake, and two, they would have taken it down by now. You know, we've seen with Microsoft in the past, if something goes out by mistake, they're very quick to go after it and, you know, and bring it back down because, you know, obviously they don't want a mistake to be out there. So that's something that we have to think about too, is consider, like, you know, because some people are like, oh, it must have been put out there by accident. And I'm like, I'm not so sure about that. And while I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of, oh, it's coming back, definitely, I'm also not jumping on the bandwagon of, oh, it's definitely not coming back, because there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, it's definitely not coming back, like this is just like some stupid rumor that's just going to go away, you know, whatever, we're definitely not getting Motorsport 4 back. And I disagree with that, because games have come back for backwards compatibility that we have thought were not going to come back, you know, before. It has happened. However, it's also worth noting that whenever, at least in previous years and stuff like that, whenever we've asked people at, you know, Turn 10 and Microsoft and Xbox and stuff like that, like, if Motorsport 4 is coming back, they've basically either said it's not, or they've said nothing. They've refused to comment. So sometimes you have to think about it like, okay, do we believe the people that say no, or do we believe the people that refuse to comment? I don't know. Now, things may have changed, because that question hasn't been asked in a good while. I at least not to my knowledge has it been asked. I mean, the last time I actually asked anything about it was, you know, a while back at, God, it was like at an E3 or something. And it was one of those things where I almost kind of, you know, I put it out there and I was like, I don't know if I should even be putting it out there, because it's almost like, you know, that you almost feel like they don't want to really hear about Motorsport 4 anymore, because so many people, you know, it's almost like, put it this way, Forza Motorsport 4 is almost like Forza's equivalent to like the mid-90s Camry, and bear with me on this. 90s Camrys are still going and people are still driving them, and they're you know, and Toyota's like, please buy something new at this point, you know, and I feel like it might be something similar to that for the Forza guys. They're like, you know, play the new game, please. You know what I mean? So I can see where they might be coming from on that. Now, to be fair, that there's no, like, that's just speculation from me. That's not, you know, anything super concrete. But I feel like we do have to look at all the different angles on this. And while it could be coming back, I also see these different things that could represent, you know, basically represent reasons why it could be not coming back. And I think the Toyota license is a big deal with that. I mean, I feel like a lot of people would be really upset if Motorsport 4 came back and all the Toyotas had been extracted. Now, that could be a way to re-release the game, but at the same time, I feel like there would be so many people that would be upset about it that I almost wonder if it would be worth re-releasing at that point. I mean, would you still play Motorsport 4 if it didn't have Toyotas? Let me know in the comment section below, because I would really love to know if you would still play Forza Motorsport 4 if Toyotas were gone. I mean, that would take away all of the things that, like, dude, that would take away things like recreating Initial D on Fujimi Kaido. I mean, that would take away all the Supras, all the Corollas, like, you know, the A86 especially. And it's one of those very specific, very, very, very specific markets that people love to see represented. Now, Fujimi Kaido, we can't talk about Forza Motorsport 4 without talking about Fujimi Kaido. And the reason why I saved Fujimi Kaido until towards the end of the video is because I didn't want to bombard you guys with, oh my god, Fujimi Kaido, oh my god, best track ever. You know, I didn't want to bombard you guys with that, because I know there are a lot of people that are like, oh my god, shut up about Fujimi Kaido at this point. But Fujimi Kaido is a groundbreaking track in a lot of ways. And actually, when I spoke to some people at Turn 10 like a while back, that one of the things that they said about Fujimi Kaido was like, well, we don't know if we can bring it back in because it's a very, very, very complicated track. It would be an extremely complicated track to rebuild, and I can see that. I can 100% see that. However, they could bring it back by bringing Motorsport 4 back in backwards compatibility. So I still hesitate to say that it's definitely coming back, but a lot of this evidence points toward the return of Motorsport 4. And if that is actually the case, I will be so happy and so excited about it. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be spending a lot of time on it. I mean, I know for damn sure that it's going to be like, aren't you supposed to record the new game? And I'm like, I'm busy doing laps around Fujimi Kaido right now. Because that's what I used to do with my friends all the time. We would do drift runs. We would do time attack on Fujimi Kaido. I mean, that was some tense stuff. Just doing lap times on Fujimi Kaido back to back. You know, and tandeming different drift sections. You know, tuning a car specifically for that mountain. And especially now, if we were to play it with updated wheel technology and updated, like, you know, handbrake technology and stuff like that, holy crap, would that be insane. I mean, modern force feedback technology. I mean, the wheel technology has come a long way since Motorsport 4 was released, and I only can imagine that it would make it, you know, that running Fujimi Kaido today with the modern technology would just be that much better. And I do also feel like it might actually pull some people away from Assetto Corsa, at least for a little while. Maybe not super long, but at least for a little while. It might grab the attention of some of those Assetto Corsa Toge guys and bring them over into Forza for a little while, because I know there are a lot of people that used to run Fujimi Kaido in Forza Motorsport 4 that now run basically exclusively on Assetto Corsa because that's where the Toge scene went in a lot of games. I mean, yes, there is a Toge scene in other games, but I feel like a lot of it went to Assetto Corsa because of the accessibility of mountain passes. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on this whole scenario, this whole situation, now that we have a little bit more information. And I want to know your thoughts on whether or not you think it's actually coming back, or if you think it's just a whole, like, you know, basically massive mess and it's not really going anywhere and it was put up there basically by mistake. So, hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to you guys later.